Genius.
The studio.
With both of his quarterbacks to put him in the game. 3 minutes left, down 5 points. You got to have a lot of confidence in both your quarterbacks.
Their leading receiver is Eric Page. He has 2 touchdowns today. The lefty quarterback is Terrance Owens. First series in the second half for the southpaw. Owens goes deep. Batted away. Dominic Clark with the closing speed. And Bernard Reedy comes up empty.
Well, Dominic Clark's going to continue to find playing time on this Ohio State defense, regardless of when Travis Howard comes back, as he just continues to make plays in the passing. And look at the closing speed. He trailed by about 2 or 3 steps, turns on the Jets right at the end, comes over the top, and knocks it out with the right hand.
That might be the reason that Owens is in the game, the stronger arm of the 2 quarterbacks, but they have plenty of time and 2 timeouts to work it down the field. Instead, Toledo with the home run ball on 1st and 10. Adonis Thomas in the backfield. They're looking for the screen. Thomas has blockers. He has a Toledo first down, and he almost broke that one. Brought down by Adian Sabino. A pickup of 18.
Again, excellent play call by Matt Campbell. Obviously, 2nd down and long. You know it's a passing situation, but he takes advantage of a young defensive front, everybody flying upfield, which opens the field completely up for Adonis Thomas on the screen pass.
Empty backfield for Terrance Owens, a sophomore out of Cleveland's Glenville High School. And he will keep it straight ahead and get stopped at the 49-yard line. Gain of 3. John Simon, Jonathan Hankins with the stop for Ohio State. Toledo stays in the no huddle and up tempo. Owens checks at the line, under 2 minutes to go. Plenty of time on the play clock. Owens, deep ball, incomplete. Looking for Kenny Stafford. And 3rd down coming up now for Toledo.
Once again, excellent coverage by Dominic Clark there. Here's what was interesting to me. The clock was running, and although there was plenty of time on the play clock, they still have 1 minute and 49 seconds. They got to get the ball in the end zone. It's interesting to me that they kept letting that clock run, knowing that they've got to cover 51 yards here in 1 minute 49.
It's the first series in the second half for Terrance Owens at quarterback. Third down, a deafening crowd here at the Horseshoe. Owens pressured. And he chucks this one to the sidelines and incomplete. Adian Sabino got to him, and they'll get the flag against Toledo.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 2. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. 4th down.
And so here we go with 1:43 remaining. 4th and long for Toledo. They've looked to Stafford, they've looked to Reedy, but they've been unable to find their leading receiver, Page, who is the inside receiver at the bottom of the formation.
Keep your eye on number 54, John Simon. He's lined up at a defensive tackle as Toledo's going to call a timeout, but he's been the guy that's been making plays defensively in the second half for Ohio State.
Tim Beckman was a coach here on Jim Tressel's staff just a couple of years ago on the defensive side of the ball, along with Luke Fickell, and he told us this week those were some high energy and intense meetings in the defensive meeting room.
Well, absolutely, and you talk about Mike Vrabel now joining the mix, and I got a chance to watch practice on Thursday, and that's exactly what Luke Fickell is. He is constantly running around the practice field, showing all kinds of emotion out there, and if the head coach is doing it, the players have got to go even more.
Our Polaris hardest working player, Andrew Sweat for Ohio State. 5 tackles, 2 for a loss, and he broke up a pass. Luke Fickell looking to go 2-0. Rockets flip their receivers. 4th and 14. Ohio State brings 4. They get to him and complete. A Toledo first down to Page. They finally found him on this drive, and the Rockets stay alive. It's a pickup of 20.
A lot of credit to Terrance Owens right there. Stayed in the pocket and just delivered a strike down the football field to Eric Page.
New lease on life for Toledo. 1 timeout remaining, 90 seconds to go from the horseshoe. Owens, quick hit in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Bernard Reedy. They finally found Page a moment ago.
Owens gets just enough protection from his offensive line, and you're going to see Eric Page, number 12, break towards the sideline. The outside receivers were trying to clear it out and create that void on the sidelines, and Page is not one to drop very many passes.
2nd and 10. Owens steps up, fires long. That is complete to Stafford, and he tries to get out of bounds and will do so. Bradley Roby with the tackle. Toledo driving, looking to take the lead, and they're doing it as unconventional as you can. Terrance Owens played in the first quarter, in the first half. He had yet to see a snap in the second half before they brought him out for the start of this drive.
Not only is that confidence by the coaching staff and Terrance Owens, but give him a lot of credit for coming in after sitting on the sidelines for so long. Number 1, operating the 2-minute offense, and number 2, making some really nice throws in the passing game.
9th play of this drive. 3rd and 3. Owens pressured, hit, got it complete. This is Page, and he's out of bounds for another Toledo first down. Simon blasted the lefty, but just a mere split second after the ball had been delivered. A pickup of 11.
Coaching staff told us that they've got to keep Eric Page on the move, meaning get him in motion so he can come across the formation, confuse the defense a little bit, and he came wide open on a shallow crossing route across the formation.
Ohio State has won 55 straight home games against unranked non-conference foes. Bobby Bowden, Florida State, secured a win back in 1982 here. Nobody has done it since. Owens has time to the end zone and incomplete, trying to find Danny Noble. 1:05 to go with Toledo driving.
You've got to continue to keep your eye on Eric Page as Toledo's driving down the football field. That time they threw to the opposite side, but when it comes down to this point in the ball game, 65 seconds left in the game, he is the one guy that you've got to think will make a play at this point in the ball game.
Page is the inside receiver at the top of the formation. Toledo has 1 timeout left. They're going to use it here. Pardon me, Ohio State uses a timeout here with Toledo facing a 2nd and 10, and the entire Toledo team comes out to join the offensive huddle. Toledo has some big wins in their recent history, including a home victory against a top 10 team against Pitt But Derek, if they pull this one off in front of 105,000, this would seemingly be the biggest win in school history.
Well, without a doubt, you're just driving down the road. They're coming to the horseshoe. No in-state team has beat Ohio State in so long, but they've shown so much poise this afternoon that they have not been scared in coming into this environment and playing against the 15th ranked team in the country.
A win at Purdue last year, Colorado the year before, and in the Big House in 2008. That win against Michigan was a slugfest. A 13-10 final where defense ruled the day, and a missed field goal cost Michigan at the end. This one's been a shootout. 1:05 to go, 2nd and 10. Towards the end zone, incomplete, looking for Page, covered deep down the sideline by Christian Bryant. And there's 60 seconds left in this Toledo upset bid. 3rd and 10 now for the Rockets.
Ohio State electing not to go with pressure at this point in the ball game. They've got 3 defensive linemen, generally each play with their hands on the ground. They've got another linebacker that's spying into the backfield. They want to make sure that they've got all their resources tied to covering up these wide receivers.
Owens facing a 3rd and 10 out of the shotgun. 5 wide. Zone read. Thomas has it, and he takes it back up the middle. A running play on 3rd and 10. It's obviously 4-down territory, and the clock came down to 52. Michael Bennett, the freshman from Centerville, Ohio, with the stop. Surprised at that play call?
I am a little bit surprised, but they were trying to catch Ohio State off guard. And had Terrance Owens pulled that football out, there was a hole that you could drive a semi-truck through. Obviously, the read told him to hand that ball off, but I almost thought if he would have pulled that out, he would have been walking into the end zone.
52 seconds remain from Ohio Stadium. Toledo facing a 4th and 5. Our United States Marine Corps salutes Eric Page as today's leader of the game. 12 catches, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also threw for a 2-point conversion early in this game.
And it's just business as usual with Eric Page. The guy got off to a really nice start last week. He had a touchdown with 5 catches there. And you can see his versatility coming across the formation in motion. Rarely ever drops the ball. I don't think we've seen it all time this afternoon. And of course, as you mentioned, Tommy, threw the 2-point conversion. A guy that can do a little bit of everything for the Rockets.
4th and 5. Toledo converted a third quarter 4th down for a touchdown. Owens pressured, incomplete. John Simon brought the pressure again, and it's the Ohio State defense which stands up at the end as the Buckeyes look to escape with a home win.
Talked about it earlier this drive, Tom. John Simon has been the guy that has made plays when this game got down to crunch time, and he does again, providing the pressure on Terrance Owens.